Stevie! Subscribe to Stevie Richards,
Right,
guys.
our last bit of news, and then, as a bit of a rarity, we're going to actually have a little game at the end of this episode as well. But before we get to the game, AJ Lee, crazy fan. So, recently a fan, and this is a different fan, had covertly filmed CM Punk and AJ Lee going into their hotel and basically telling people what their hotel was.
First off, let me just say to everybody, this is a reaction video, just so everyone knows. Do you care about the AJ Lee news in general? For me, I've never been like an AJ Lee like super fan like everybody else, but I respect the talent, if that makes sense. So let me know.
And also, you know, showing them getting food, and then you posted it for reasons unknown. I don't know. But that was like one thing. But then something, you know, far more insidious. Was this fan, I guess. Put it this way: he's got Chris Benoit tattoos on him.
Oh man!
And like God. Hashtags of Chris Benoit is innocent and that kind
of
thing.
No!
So, you know, just like absolute mutant of a weirdo.
That's
anyway,
weird.
This delusional nutbag who's absolutely obsessed with AJ Lee. You should see his timeline. It had 20 pages of AJ Lee photos and whatnot.
Wow.
From one day.
Wow.
That's all it was. So I mean, like, dangerous, based.
Guys, that is beyond creepy level, beyond obsession. That's like, yeah, the police need to be involved. Wow.
Basically, dangerous level of obsession. He went to a convention in New York. AJ Lee was there. He got a photo with AJ Lee. That all went absolutely fine.
Okay.
And then he went back home, I guess, to whatever bunker he lives in, and then uploaded said photo to an AI video generator, and then changed it so the photo became a video of him and AJ Lee kissing. And
Unreal.
has since been saying that he won't take it down, despite the fact that AJ Lee has personally tweeted him and said, "This is really disrespectful, take it down," and he won't. And like the odd fellow weirdo has said, "Oh, you know, fans' rights. What about fans' rights and how this is fine? It's just a nice tribute and stuff."
What about fans' rights? I have not heard that term before. Fans' rights.
Anyway, it's all bananas. It's just, these are the kind of people who you just don't bump into in real life, but exist on like some other realm that sort of crawl out from under the woodwork to. These are the kind of people, Stevie, I guess you dread at conventions, I suppose.
Well, I would dread it in real life as my real name, Michael. Anybody would dread that kind of obsession to the point of being very unhealthy,
right?
And then hourly putting all that stuff up. If you put up a picture, now, however many posts or whatever one day, that's disturbing enough. And then creating AI of that type of thing can be very, and then doubling and tripling down, and then you had showing people responding and saying, like you said, fans' rights, let the guy have to pay tribute to her or do whatever. This is where, you know, it's scary enough for a guy with an obsessed fan.
Yeah, exactly. It's scary enough just as a regular, just male wrestler, but then when it's a female, it gets even creepier for obvious reasons, you know? And come on, this has been going on forever. Not just in wrestling or WWE, just in Hollywood in general, or just people that get obsessed with other people locally. It's nuts.
Or anything like that. But for a girl that barely weighs 100 pounds, that basically now she's going to have to hold her breath, or maybe not. Maybe it traumatized her enough to say, and ruin it for the good fans out there, to say, I'm not doing any more signings or conventions.
Right.
At least for a while.
Yep.
Because God knows what they're going to do. Now, this might also put in some sort of rules, or maybe legislation, go that far, who knows, to say when you're dealing with a public figure or anybody in general, you take a picture, you can't do that. Maybe the conventions will do that, or the vendors, you know what I mean?
Because the thing is, you can't stop AI. You can't stop someone from uploading a picture of themselves with another person and tell them you can't use the AI to manipulate it, you know? Unless it's if you didn't have written consent to post that, you can be fined or worse, if that's what Stevie's trying to say. I could see something like that, like some sort of legislation, because it does need to be regulated, but how do you do it? Let me know in the comments your ideas.
You say by agreeing to take this picture, coming to the convention, that you will not use this for any kind of AI type of situations of kissing
Right.
or sexual content or nature or
Right.
something like that. I don't know. It's a slippery slope no matter what. But at the core of it, AI or not, there are obsessed fans out there. This is the thing when you what's fan short for? Fanatic.
Fanatic.
You can be a fanatic and be obsessed with something or somebody to a certain point, and then it becomes very, very unhealthy. Even obsession in itself can be
Right.
very unhealthy. So, and they do have the person, basically, if you want, you have a lot more precedent than I do in your mind. The thing that reaches out to me and hits me over the head with the rubber mallet punch is, what about the guy who showed up at the Performance Center multiple times? And didn't he have a gun too?
Whoa.
I know for a fact they gave him a restraining order.
Yeah, this was
A guy came to the WWE Performance Center multiple times with a gun? That's kind of insane. No kidding, they got a restraining order. That's unbelievable.
time and time and time again until it almost got to a pretty deadly level.
There's the Sonya Deville one, that's the most famous recently, where the guy got like 15 years.
Wow.
Looked weirdly like Hornswoggle. Where he basically had like a kidnap kit with him.
No way.
And did he actually get into the house or not?
No, I think it was outside the house. It was like 2 a.m. or something like that. Then they called the police on him.
Wow.
And he drove from North Carolina, right, to Florida.
Wow.
It's just... But the thing is, you know how it works. You must have seen all these... these like love-bombing fakes. Pretending to be wrestlers or Hollywood stars or celebrities in some way, who all of a sudden, a really famous one that happened just yesterday that made the news over here, Jason Momoa.
Alexa, stop.
Like, a woman in her 70s was convinced that this fake account was Jason Momoa, and he was going through a divorce, he just needed some money, and over the course, got out of it about $100,000.
Oh my God.
You're trying to tell me they got $100,000 from doing that, and they got away with it? That's unbelievable. You know what else is unbelievable? Hitting that 1 like goal on this video. Let's see if we can just hit 1 like, 1 comment, and 1 subscriber. Thank you guys. Very grateful. Here we go.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, some people are incredibly stupid. Some people are incredibly naive. Some people are basically born to be taken advantage of.
Right.
And I'm not victim blaming here, but some people are just like that and need extra protection, I guess. But then there's also people out there that don't have, as you would say, the checks and balances in their life to stop them from getting this obsessed, or from not having an idea of what societal norms are, like this AI photo. And I saw some responses to my video saying, it's not that bad, you're acting like you did X, Y, Z. It's like, yes, it is that bad, in fact, because you said before, it's a slippery slope. It's like, and this is really, bear with me here, this is like when, back in the day, it always used to be a joke where some weirdo would steal some lady's undies off the washing line, right? They used to be like, oh, that's funny, haha. No, that's now taken extremely seriously because it's almost like a gateway drug to more serious offences. And
just imagine, at one point, that was still acceptable as a societal norm. Stealing underwear from a clothesline. I mean, it is kind of insane how much things have changed, right?
look at this as a gateway action to more serious offences. That's
Right.
just how I see it.
Sure.
I would look at, this obviously isn't, just in my estimation, from seeing patterns of behavior, this is not a new thing that this type of fan does. You know what I mean? Like, what's the history? What's the pattern? How long has this person been stalking AJ Lee for months or years? Is there something going on?
Probably.
I watched the show on Prime. You should see it, everybody else.
Sorry. When you say stalking, I have to correct that. Being obsessed with. There's no allegation of stalking.
No, I'm not making allegations of any of that. I'm just saying, is there any kind of pattern or history with the behavior? I watched a show on Prime called Lazarus, where they had that guy. There was a guy in the show that was taking women's underwear. And they were like, he's like, that's all I was guilty of. Well, he turned out to be a murderer too. So there you have it. You know what I mean? Just very much, no, we're not saying any of that, but AJ Lee has her head on a swivel. CM Punk has a head on his swivel for his wife. Because who's to say now every time she does a signing, public appearance, goes to the gym, goes to the hotel, now we got to look, or we got to get her security, which I...
Right. That's exactly what's going through CM Punk and AJ Lee's heads. Because it's like, is this guy going to keep showing up? Are other people like him going to show up? And I would say yeah to most of those questions, because when people get obsessed, they just will not let go. Whether it's a mental condition or they're just depressed in life and they need an avenue to escape that, it just doesn't make it right.
I really think we have Rhea Ripley. We have other people, other women especially, Liv Morgan, that have basically been in uncomfortable situations with fans.
Right.
When will WWE, at least for the women, get them viable security, have checks and balances to protect the talent?
Well, they can only do this for, like, airports and stuff in the arena, but this was a third-party booking, so that wouldn't be, I would suggest, WWE's remit to provide security for AJ Lee.
Well, the talent might not like this, but take away third-party bookings. I mean, what's the risk versus reward? How much money? I know she's kind of part-time right now, but there has to be some level of protection for her. And if it's on the vendor or on her or Punk to do it, everybody's like, well, it's just a guy who took a picture. It's just a guy who uploaded an AI thing of them kissing or doing whatever. You kind of got to lean on the side of being cautious and wary and being proactive with any of that. There was,
I mean, this is extremely true, because now that we have access to AI in these apps, it's just going to keep happening. Not necessarily with AJ Lee, but other women, other men, whatever. This is only the beginning.
Forget the show. I was like My Sister Sam or something like that. Some sitcom star. This guy was super obsessed with her for years and years and years.
Like Steve
Urkel. Ended
Urkel.
up, you know what, in the end. And she's no longer with us.
Yeah. Did you ever watch the interview with Prince Andrew? The really famous one where he claimed
he doesn't sweat.
Yeah, so the interviewer is called Emily Mathis, and she had a stalker for years as well. And that actually comes up in a very royal scandal, the 3-part series. It's on Prime over here. I don't know where it is in the States, but may well be on Prime as well. It's a great little mini-series. Old Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. Mountbatten, anyway. Just with the Sonia Deville case, according to prosecutors, he's called Thomas. I don't know if that's a surname.
Are you guys aware of this Prince Andrew, interview that he's talking about? I myself am not familiar, so this was news to me.
I can't find his full name anyway. Was obsessed with the wrestler. They say his obsession turned to anger, and he drove from South Carolina to the Bay Area with a knife, zip ties, and duct tape with the plan of kidnapping the wrestler.
Wow.
And things like that is worrying. And the women are just, once again, and you said this before, it's bad enough for the guys. It's got to be worse for the women by multiples.
Oh yeah, by a long shot.
We're at a point now with AI and all this stuff where we got to be very careful to basically, I'm not saying you shut everything down. I don't know the answer. I do know the answer could be just being very careful, being very aware, never traveling alone if you can help it, especially if you're one of these female wrestlers, because they keep getting, they keep seemingly getting caught, like at an airport all alone, surrounded by fans.
Right. That's another thing. And unless they have personal security that they hire, I almost feel like they're always going to be on their own. You know, because WWE doesn't necessarily have to provide security for things that are outside of the WWE universe, traveling show. If you guys get what I'm saying here. And before you guys leave, please make sure you subscribe to Stevie Richards' channel. Links in the description down below. As you can see, he has a lot of great stuff.
Fans or in a hotel surrounded by fans. That's on WWE. And those times that it happened to Rhea and Liv was on WWE time.
Okay, see?
Was in a public space.
That's different.
Where you need to employ somebody, or even if it's just the locker room, policing itself and protecting fellow members of the locker room. Listen, this guy just might be whatever and just being in love with her and being harmless enough. But there's too many times where it doesn't turn out in the end to be so harmless.
Right.
I never, outside of my obsession with the production equipment here and everything, I've never seen harmless obsession in that way, in that category. Have you? It never turns out well.
No.
Whatever you and the equipment and the AI do on your own time is your own business, buddy.
No, we're writing Raw and SmackDown, pal.
Yeah, man. Stevie's returning, attacking Triple H for 4 weeks.
Cutting his career short.
Oh man, but I got to agree with Stevie on this one. It never turns out good. Let's put it that way.
So, anything else to mention?
My heart goes out to Harry. You know, people can say, sorry to interrupt, first world problems. That's what you get for being a public figure. You can get all those comments as well, right? That's what they asked for. That's what they signed up for. Yeah, having the occasional fan harass you, say, I pay your salary, bother Randy Orton in a gym, do whatever. How many posts in one day, including this AI image?
20 pages worth. I wasn't scrolling with the wheel.
Wait, you said 20 pages, not 20 posts.
20 pages.
20
I'm talking,
pages.
I scrolled down, clicking, not the scroll bar, but, under the scroll bar.
Yeah.
Like 20 pages in one day.
So I want to hear from all of you guys. If you made it to the end of this video, leave a comment saying 20 pages. And make sure to subscribe to Stevie Richards. If you enjoyed this reaction, make sure to subscribe over here. Okay, let's see if we can get 1 like on this video, 1 comment, 1 subscriber. And until next time, keep talking that wrestling. We'll keep reacting. And if you got a problem with that, we got 2 words for you. Subscribe.